What's going on, Evolved Mastery family? Princeton Clark here, your host of Evolved Mastery. And I'm excited, guys. You know why I'm excited? I'm excited because season 2 is here. More podcasts, more interviews, more connections, more wisdom, more evolution as we continue to rise, educate ourselves so that we can unify ourselves within and without so that we can manifest everything that we are gifted to manifest. Are you ready? Are you ready to show up for you? Are you ready to give birth to everything that you have the ability to give birth to in your life? Are you ready to flow? Are you ready to vibe? Are you ready to manifest? Are you ready to actualize everything that you have the potential, the power, and the purpose to actualize? If you are, then let's go, guys. Season 2, Evolved Mastery, Episode 1. What's going on, guys? I'm so excited, as you can tell, for this next season of Evolved Mastery. I got some special guests on the way, and I got some new topics. Man, so many topics that I want to cover coming up in the coming episodes. And I also am going to be bringing on a few people to co-host with me. My beautiful fiance, Kirsten, is going to be handling some episodes with me. We're going to be talking about different topics from partnership to relationship to entrepreneurship, all the ships. We're going to set sail, guys, and we're going to bring a lot of wisdom to you. And I'm really excited. You know, I want to give a shout out to my people all over the world. You know, I got a lot of followers and a lot of listeners who are in Canada. I want to give a shout out to all my Canadians who are showing up powerfully. When I look at my algorithm, there's a lot of Canadians that are listening in to the Evolved Mastery podcast, and a lot of people in the US that are listening as well as people all over the world. In the East, it's all over. It's so spread out, even in remote places that I would have never imagined this podcast would reach. But it's reaching, you guys, and I'm super excited about that. But guess what? I know you're not here just to hear me ramble. You're here because you want to grow. You're here because you want to evolve. And that's what I'm here to help you do. And so today, this episode is going to be brief. I want to get straight to the point. I want to honor your time while you're here because I got so much more that's going to be coming on the way. But, you know, as I sit here and I think about how everything is transpiring in my life, you know, going from working with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and some other amazing people in the coaching and speaking industry to really focusing primarily on my brand, Evolved Mastery, and building this team, building this community that's going to uplift and elevate people in the world. You know, I'm so excited because there are so many people who are seeking, so many people who are saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of waiting for my life to happen. I'm ready to make life happen. And I'm tired of all the fluff. I'm tired of all the fuss. I'm ready for something real. If that's you, then welcome to the Evolved Mastery podcast. Welcome to my family. Welcome to my community. As we start off this season, I wanted to talk about the topic of owning your power to create. See, I know that sounds like a topic like, oh, we've heard one. If you've heard it once, you've heard them all. You know, like, I don't really care about that. I just want to approach it from my perspective, and I want to have a little conversation with you guys when it comes to owning your power to create, showing up powerfully in every single moment. You guys have heard me talk about how you choose to show up. You're the root to the tree of your life. You're creating the fruit in that tree. But what does that really mean? I dive more into it in my book, Awakening Your Inner Master, The Journey of Self-Mastery. If you haven't read that book yet, then I challenge you, go over to my website right now. If you don't have an Amazon account or you don't have access to Amazon, whatever the case may be, if you'd like a free copy of the ebook, you can go to evolvedmastery.com. And on the home page, you're going to be able to click and put your information in. Excuse me, can't talk today. What's going on? Princeton can always talk. But no, I've literally been talking all day, guys, between my lives on social media and my Clubhouse. It's been a lot going on and talking to clients. So I'm winding my day down, but it's all good. I got to get this podcast up. And so I'm showing up unashamed. I'm showing up 100% authentically as I am, where I am, being in flow with my own soul, my own heart. And I get to love on you guys. I get to do this. I don't have to do this. I get to do it. I get to love on you guys. And I get to create space where you guys feel valuable. You feel loved. you feel understood, and more than anything, you feel like you have a place where you belong. I hope that when you listen to this podcast, you feel that way. I hope that you feel like you are a part of something bigger than you, because you truly are. And that's why I always encourage you guys, find me on social media at Princeton Clark or at Evolved Mastery or Evolved Mastery on Twitter or Facebook. But reach out to me. I primarily use right now, I just started a new Evolved Mastery account on Instagram. So you can go and follow that. But my main page is Princeton Clark, and that's just my name, Princeton Clark, Clark. You can find me on Instagram. Shoot me a message. Let me know what you think about the podcast. But getting back to what I was saying, I want you to go over to my website. If you'd like a free copy of the ebook, all you have to do is click free ebook, and you'll just fill out the form, put in your information, and it should be sent to you in your email. If you don't get it, please shoot me a message. Let me know you did not receive it so that I can make sure that it gets to you. But if you want a paper copy, the link is on the website as well, or you can just go to Amazon and just go type in Awakening Your Inner Master, Princeton Clark, and you should be able to find it just fine, even if you just type in Awakening Your Inner Master. But it's Awakening Your Inner Master, the journey of self-mastery. But I talk a lot about creating balance in your life, owning your power, understanding that you are the root to the tree of your life. I share stories, I give wisdom of what it was like for me, really awakening to my power, really gaining the insights to understand that literally I was creating my own reality. I wasn't a victim. I was an actor in one of the greatest movies ever. And I could determine and decide with every thought, every action, and every word what role I would play in my movie. And for most of my life, I had been the victim in my movie. But when I awakened to the awareness that, wait a minute, I get to choose how I'm going to live, the way that I started showing up changed. The way I started speaking, the way I started thinking, the things that I paid attention to, the music I listened to, the people I surrounded myself with. I became the character that was the superhero of my movie. I became that which I desired to be, that which I knew could create the results of what I truly wanted to see in my life. I took my power back. I stopped giving my power away by complaining, by making excuses, by procrastinating, by waiting for people to show up, by waiting for people to help me up, by waiting for people to walk with me and help me. I stopped doing all that. And I decided I'm going to show up every single day. And I'm going to be the most powerful version I can be every single day. It's not about being perfect. It's about being better. And so I just got to this point where I said, I want to be better each day. I want to get to the end of each day. And I want to say, even though I may not be where I would like to be, I'm grateful that I'm better. And so you guys may be asking, what steps did you take? Well, one of the biggest steps, aside from, clearing my space, clearing my energy from the things that no longer honored what I had the potential to be and what I had the potential to manifest, I started really looking at how I was showing up in my day. And I talked a little bit about this in my live on Instagram earlier today, but I talked about how I decided to take stock of my life. I began to look at how I was choosing to show up every single day. And I had to ask myself something. If it's true that I truly reap what I sow, I get back what I put out, then what am I putting out? What am I putting out? And what is the ROI? What is the return on my investment? See, because I realized that I, along with my time and my breath, am my greatest investment. And how I invest myself into this life is going to determine what I reap or what I step into or create in this life. So I started looking at how I was responding to my life, how I was communicating, how I was thinking, who I was connecting to, what I was listening to, what I was putting my attention and intention on. And I started asking myself, what is the return on my investment? What am I getting back from the time that I am investing in this place right now? Okay, I just spent hours watching Netflix. What was the return on my investment, even though Netflix didn't exist back when my journey started? I'm using that as an example. If I spent a day watching Netflix, I know that what I'm going to get back at the end of the day is absolutely nothing. I'm going to get nothing back, because I didn't really put anything out. I sat there and I just absorbed hours and hours of programming. Am I going to go out and hang with friends who talk about nothing, who don't share their goals, who aren't really aspiring to be anything. No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to get any return on that investment. It's stealing my time. See, I got really focused on looking at what I was doing with my breath, what I was doing with my time. And if what I was doing with my breath and my time, my very being, was not creating something that would yield increase in my life, that would make me better, wiser, stronger, and more aware in my life, then it was a waste of my time. I had to get very focused on where I was investing myself. Imagine that every relationship, every interaction, every circumstance that you put your attention and intention on or behind, you are investing in that thing. And just like any other investment, what you put in, you're going to get out. So if you are investing in something that yields nothing, you're going to consistently get back nothing. You're going to consistently get back a bunch of nothing that adds nothing to your life. And if you look at your life will tell you what you've created. Your life will speak very clearly to you how you're showing up. And so I want you to do that. Take an assessment of your life today. If you're not creating what you know you have the potential to create, stop complaining. Take a step back. If you are the root to the tree of your life and you determine what fruit grows in your financial branch, your personal branch, your professional branch, your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional branch, if you are the person who dictates the level of fruit, then guess what? You are the one who you need to check, not your reality, because your reality is a product of you. What's manifesting in your life right now is a product of decisions you have made, roads you decided to travel that took you into certain experiences, into certain encounters, whatever it is. And I know this is hard. This was hard for me to really grasp early in my journey, that I literally was where I chose to be. That's a tough truth to accept, that you are where you choose to be. You are in your life where you are as a result of how you have chosen to respond or failed to respond. Now, I don't know how many of you are new or how many of you have heard my story. If you go back on earlier episodes, I share it quite a bit, but I grew up, I was molested between the ages of 9 and 11. I was abused mentally, physically, verbally, and emotionally as a child. And I got involved with drugs and alcoholism and gangs. I was an alcoholic before 21. I used to drink so much. I had bleeding ulcers. I could go on and on with the experiences that I experienced earlier in my life. But guess what? It's irrelevant because I decided to change my movie. Even growing through what I grew through, like people ask me all the time, Princeton, how can you say you're grateful for the abuse or the molestation? Because it's number one, it's not happening anymore. Number two, I am still blessed to breathe. Number three, do you know how many people I can impact because I now own my power and I have risen above it? I'm not a victim to it. You know how many people I can inspire because I own my power and I show up differently? I decide and decree to my life what it will be instead of allowing my life to decree and decide for me. Instead of being a leaf blowing by the wind, I get to choose to be intentional. And I don't know when my life is going to end. So why am I going to waste the most valuable asset, my time? Why am I going to waste time being less than what I have the potential to be? Why am I going to waste time complaining about things I can't change instead of focusing on what I can do to be the change in my life? And as a result, I can grow, evolve, educate myself, be more unified within myself so that I can impact the lives of others. How are you owning your power each day? When was the last time you took stock? When was the last time you did an assessment and really checked in on yourself to see what you're creating in your life or not creating in your life? When was the last time you checked the return on your investment? See, most people just live and breathe through a state of survival. They don't live intentionally. They wake up every single day doing the same thing that they did yesterday that yielded no results, complaining about the same thing, waiting for somebody to understand, waiting for somebody to help them. Understand that your life is waiting for you. Your life is not waiting for somebody else to show up. Your life is waiting for you to show up. Your life is waiting for you to own your power to create differently, to speak differently, to think differently, so that you can move and respond to your life differently. And when you learn to do that, when you learn to accept that, when you learn to get accountability, when you learn to join and get around people who are doing that every single day, that's when your life will begin to change. Not before, only after. You got to show up how you want your life to show up. But a lot of people won't do that. That business you've been talking about, that relationship what that you've been dreaming for or wishing for or praying for, those things are all on you. I choose every single day what I'm going to manifest in my life. When challenges come up, I don't get upset about it. I sit back and I ask myself, how can I show up differently? How can I get a return on my investment, on the investment of my time, that's going to straighten this reality out and create something that is more in alignment with what my soul wants? I ask myself, what does this challenge come to teach me? I'm grateful for it. Thank you. I honor this challenge because it's bringing something out of me. Either it's challenging me to level up, level out, let go, remove people from my life, step into opportunities, whatever it is, it's always bringing me a gift. A challenge always brings you a gift. Never forget that. So when you're owning your power, you're able to own the gift of a challenge. You're able to step into it. You're able to embrace it. And that's all I do every single day. Being a mastery guide, speaker, and teacher, coach, I show people how to live a powerful life. But I don't just show them. I don't just talk to them. I invite them in to my life. I invite them into my circle. I create space for them so that they can start moving and get used to moving in a way that their current reality may not be optimal for. But there's so much going on right now, guys, and I want to see people coming into this next year. I want to see people really stepping into their power. I want to see people stepping into their potential. I want to see people stepping into their purpose. And so I want to ask you, what are you doing to step into your power? What are you doing to level up? If you get nothing else from this episode, because like I said, this is going to be short, straight to the point, because most people are not stepping into their power. Most people are not owning their legacy, owning their destiny. But if you're listening to this right now and you're saying, I am sick and tired of not owning my power, the first thing I need you to do is I need you to take stock of your life. I want you to really look at the reality that you've manifested up to this point. And I want you to ask yourself, what can I do differently to manifest something new? What can I do differently to get a different return on the investment of my time, on the investment of myself? Really observe your life. Observe your actions. Are you putting out something to give the universe, to give God, to give source something to work with? Because if you're not showing up, if you're not responding and reacting in your life in a way that's giving God or source or universe, whatever pronoun you use, something to work with, to build with, to present for you so that you can step into your legacy, then guess what? There's nobody to blame but you. But maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you don't know how to respond. Let me ask you, have you ever invested in a coach? When was the last time you went to an event for entrepreneurs or personal or professional development or spiritual development? When was the time you invested in something like that? The average person, keyword average people don't invest in themselves because they don't understand what a great investment they are. They don't understand that they are their most valuable investment. You look at anybody who's ever achieved something great. What did they do? They invested in their skill. They invested in gaining wisdom. They invested in getting coaches. They invested in getting mentors. They invested by studying people who had already done what they believed was possible for them. They didn't get jealous. They didn't get envious. They didn't point a finger and say, well, I wish my life was like that. Must be not. No, they didn't do any of that. You know what they did? They studied them and said, clearly they're doing something differently than I am. And that's why I do what I do, because I understand that so many people are stuck in this space and they're not showing up as powerfully as they have the potential to. But I want to challenge you guys. If you are ready to level up your life, if you are ready to evolve, if you are ready to own your power, step into your power, then I invite you to join me. I have some opportunities coming up and more events that are going to be happening, both virtual and in person. I want you guys to check it out. Go over to the evolvedmastery.com website and go to events. Right now, I still have some spots left for my mentorship program, which is the Master Reboot. And you guys get to come in. We're going to dive into going back to the root, how to reset your life, how to understand and master the mind, how to master intuition, how to master creating personally and professionally, how to create balance and flow in your life that honors where you are and honors your potential. It's a 6-week group mentorship program. All the information is on the website under events. Right now, it's only $395. But as we get closer to the launch date, I'm going to be taking the price back up. So if you want to save some money, you want to join the community, you want to gain the wisdom that's going to help you to evolve, reset, reboot, and step into your power, then I invite you to come and join the next mentorship program. But don't wait. Seats are limited for the virtual program because I like to create an intimate space where people can jump in, dive in, and ask questions. And for 6 weeks, you are with me. You get to do things and show up in ways that other people don't because they just hear the podcast, and aside from my personal one-on-one clients, which I limit my access as far as having me one-on-one because again, you guys, I'm reaching people all over the world right now. And so if I did that, I wouldn't have time for my family. If I focused on doing one-on-ones all the time, I wouldn't have time for my family. So I try to create these virtual experiences and in-person experiences where I can deal with a group, get everybody inspired, moving together. Because when more people come together, flowing in the same frequency, vibration, and flow of spirit, guess what? It amplifies the power of their ability to create, and it gives them a community of accountability. So if you guys would like to be a part of that, going over to the website, as long as you can click and purchase, and it gives you that option, tickets are still available to take part in that. So you just need to go and register for it. And you'll be getting an email with all the information and everything. Once you register, emails typically go out within 24 hours. But I also have for speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs, I have the retreat that I'm doing here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And it's a 3-day mastermind retreat. And there's only space for about 15, well, maybe 17 people. But it's an exclusive event. It's $1,200 right now to be a part of it. But dinner is covered, stay is covered. You will be staying on property with me, 8,000 square foot property, pool tables, all kind of little games and stuff. But it's a beautiful property, and it's going to be a retreat, an escape. We're going to dive deep into personal mastery, professional mastery, owning your power, and building a community. We're going to talk about communication, how to put yourself out there, how to get clear on what it is you truly want, and how to manifest it like a champion. A champion functions differently than an average person. Why? Because they show up in a specific way that sets them apart, that makes them a champion. So we're going to dive into championship mindset and championship heart set as well. And it's going to be a 3-day master reset on your life where you're going to get to network and connect with other people in the space. And again, right now, that's only $1,200. If you'd like to be a part of that, going over to the website, the information's all there. All you got to do is sign up and you'll get an email with all your good information there. But again, guys, are you ready to step into your power? Are you ready to invest in a different way so that you can get a different result? Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You can't solve the problem that you're trying to solve if you're still doing it the same way you did it before and it didn't solve it then. And so I want you guys to really think about that. But I want to challenge you guys, do that assessment. Check out your life. Assess how you're showing up. Are your thoughts, actions, words, and deeds bringing the return of your investment that you want? If not, it's time to make some new decisions. It's time to show up differently. And if you don't know how, again, get a coach, get a mentor, get someone in your life, whether it's me or someone else, get someone in your life that's going to help you, that's going to assist you. Because see, I didn't get to this point of being where I am, working with some of the best in the industry and being, that agent of change that I am in my life and in the lives of so many, if I didn't do the work. I've done the work over the years, and it's almost 2 decades now. And so my goal is to turn decades into days for my clients, for my students, and for my listeners. I want to see you guys evolve. I want to see you step into your power. And there's so many different layers that we can dive into with these different topics. But right now, as we kick off this season, I want you to do a personal assessment. Reach out to me at Princeton Clark on Instagram and let me know, as you do that assessment, what are some things that came up for you? Do you like what you see? Would you like for there to be something better? Would you like to create something new in your life? Reach out to me and let me know what you think about where you currently are. What are some challenges that you're currently having? And also, if there's some topics you would like for me to touch on for this podcast, reach out to me at Princeton Clark on Instagram and shoot me a DM. Or you can email me via the website or contact me via the website, or you can email me directly at pclark, PCLARK, at evolvedmastery.com. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to know how I can serve you guys. You guys are all over the world. So many beautiful people. Despite all the challenges of the past couple of years and everything that's going on in the world right now, you're still listening. You're still showing up. And I honor you for listening, for showing up, for evolving. That's what Evolve Mastery is all about. Showing up every day, being a stronger, wiser, more intentional, loving version of yourself than you were yesterday. Continuously do that, and you will continuously evolve. But for now, I'm signing out, guys. I'm truly excited, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see this next level of people rising, stepping into their power, and it all starts here. It all starts now. It starts with us owning the very essence of what we are, stepping into our power to evolve, to elevate, and to step into our purpose. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Evolve Mastery. I'm your host, Princeton Clark. Again, if you want to get connected, you want to check out what we got going on, then I invite you to go over to the evolvedmastery.com website. Reach out to me on Instagram at Princeton Clark. You can also follow the new Evolved Mastery page on Instagram at Evolved Mastery. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. What are some topics you guys want me to hit? And get excited because season 2 is here and we are about to take off and take it to another level. I love you guys. And I'll be talking to you soon. Peace.